It's funny, really, when I try to explain what I do. And if I don't do well enough, typically, I get this question. Do you design factories? I'm like, factories? Factories. You mean these things? And all the time I tell them, no. So, better question is, what do we do? On a simple level, we design products. But even more than that, we want to create experiences. One thing we love designing for is the future. One student in a design challenge to make a personal transport vehicle for the year 2040 in Shanghai. When you're doing that, you have to consider, are other people going to accept it? Is it going to fit into their culture? But not only that, but how are you going to manufacture it? Is it smart? Is it efficient? Another thing that designers do is we simplify. We improve the user experience. One student took on the challenge of revamping geriatric style mobile phones. He started off like most students do, ideations, thumbnails, sketches, trying to figure out how do you make something super simple, yet pretty at the same time. So, he borrowed some of my old grad student notes. He taught himself Fitts Law, latency reduction, and at the end, he had a product that was not only super simple, but attractive as well. And don't think just because the insides are nice that that's all we thought about. If the outside doesn't match the inside, your entire product is worthless. Another thing we designed for are areas that are non-traditional. Instead of standard research, he did bee search. He thoroughly researched indigenous bee species, what would hurt the colonies and what would help the colonies. He also contacted local beekeeper Charlie to find out what he didn't know. He learned that varroa mites like to nest on the inside of the drone bee's abdomen. And once they get into the hive, all they do, they eat the larvae and destroy it from the inside out. His solution was to take an Ethernet cable, run it to a grid, and when the varroa mites were infected in the drone larvae cells, you cut it out and remove the infected cell. No varroa mites, no infestation. One more thing we do is we design to change the perception of our product. This student researched the phenomenon of why old men wear ugly shoes that don't fit. This student filtered through numerous shoe fitting methods, trying to figure out which was the most appropriate. 3D scanner, podiatrist instruments, or those weird Dr. Scholl's machines at your local Walmart. The student eventually realized that there was nothing wrong with the measuring instruments. There was a problem with how the entire system worked. So instead of making a new instrument, he changed the system. The student packaged the system in a unit small to fit into the standard mailbox. The user would take it apart, read the instructions, make custom molds of their feet, and send your molds back to the company. In a process of 3 weeks, you could have shoes that are specifically designed for your feet and your feet alone. But if you're going to still ask me, what is industrial design? I'd have to respond, well, it's just a lot of things.